And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Thursday. It's August 1st. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. We're a couple of minutes early this morning, I think, but no. Is my clock wrong? Hadn't checked it. Anyway, good morning. It's a Thursday, and we're on the air for Bates Ford, now at 1780 Franklin Road. Ronnie Kelly is here by himself this morning. Ronnie, good morning.
Good morning.
Always appreciate you and Paul being here and talking about Bates Ford, the dealer to trade for anything you don't eat. And if one of you can't make it, the other one usually does. And we've had a good thing going since y'all started doing this. I don't know. It's been a year or two, I guess.
Yes, almost a little over 2 years, I would say.
Really? Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, you're keeping up with it better than me, to say the least.
Yes.
You had a good week?
Had a good week. Everything went well this week, and we doing have a lot of inventory this week, and plus he bought more inventory, and we're parking vehicles on the side trying to get them ready to go.
Well, before we get too into it for Bates Ford here, you do some other things as part of you're a leading citizen of our community and are part of the election commission. And of course, today is election day. Early voting is ended last Saturday, and about 10% of the registered voters voted. So I don't know whether we can expect a big turnout today or not, or if it's going to be just kind of a lackadaisical election. But we'll find out about 7 o'clock tonight.
We'll find out about 7 tonight. And this morning I started out at 5:45, opening up one of the poll places, and everybody was there to work, and they feel like it's going to be a great day.
Yeah. Well, but you're able to sell cars at Bates Ford and make your living there. But you give back to the community. I know you're active in your church, and I know that. But you've been on the election commission board, whatever. I believe there are 5 of you,
right?
And you actually hire the administrator of elections. She answers to the 5 of you, but things seem to have gone really well, but it's a way, I guess, for you to give back to the community.
It's a way to give back to the community, and plus, they do a great job, working the election commission, and we have Tammy Smith. She does a great job, and she makes sure that everything is okay, and she always let us know, say, hey, if you know anything that we can do better, y'all let us know in the meeting, and she does that, and we get along well.
Well, this gives you an opportunity to meet a few other people, get acquainted with them, and maybe they come to Bates Ford and buy a vehicle.
Yes, that's a great thing. And also, in the community, we have several other things, like the Wilson County Civic League. We've been existing for over 32 years, and of course, I'm the president of that right now, and got a great board, and we all work together. So, deal with the housing authority, so we on that board, and planning commission, and so it's so many things that we do that I love to do things in the community.
Well, if you hadn't been successful for these 37 years selling cars for first Merchant Ford and then Bates Ford, now Bates Ford, you probably wouldn't be able to do some of the things that you do. So,
right.
So the people buy cars from you. That's your living. You give back to the community. It's the way it works.
Right, and I really appreciate Tony Bakes, because a lot of times, I do go to a lot of meetings and do a lot of different things, and he allows that to happen, and that's great.
Yeah. Well, you have, I'm sure life, the way you even think about selling cars is somewhat different from when you started 37 years ago. The market has changed. Cars have changed. People have changed a little bit. But still, you've got to, there's that saying that they used to tell us regarding insurance anyway, was if selling is like shaving. You got to do a little every day or you're a bum.
There you go. Yeah, and that's a good thing. Like a lot of times, I see a lot of young people, like this business has changed a lot. And I'll sit down and talk with people a lot of times, and sometimes I would say, hey, have you checked your insurance and see what the insurance would be on this particular car? Mm-hmm. You know how a lot of times young people like to buy Mustangs, and they like the 5.0, and they like to get those Dodge Chargers and those type of things. And I said, hey, I think you might want to check that insurance before you make this decision. And
well, you no doubt act as advisor, and then sometimes I'll bet you have to help people stay within what they can afford.
Correct.
I mean, not only the insurance, but the car itself.
Right, the car itself, and a lot of times people come in and they do have a budget, they have a payment in mind, and a lot of time, you got to kind of guide them, say, well, if you get this car at this particular price, this way you'll be on payment. And sometimes it's not, some people feel like, well, I was thinking I could do this, but once, the numbers are there, you can't change those numbers. And interest rate goes up, and so it's a lot of changes in this, and you got to stay up on those changes.
Yeah, and I think another thing, I mean, you can have somebody to come in and maybe you can talk them into something that is not really what they need or can't afford or whatever, and it's a sale for you. But that's not the way that's not the way a good salesperson would operate.
You have to find out what their transportation needs are. Even when you got someone that that's got a camper, they may need a 150, they may need a 250, they may need a 350.
Yeah.
So that's the purpose of us being there, telling them what it can do. And a lot of people do the research before they come in, but sometimes since we do it every day, we kind of have some better ideas.
But your inventory is good now.
Inventory is great. Our new car inventory is doing a lot better than what it was a while back. And we got 24s sitting on the lot there, but now we got rebates on those, trying to get rid of those. We got a great selection of used cars of all makes and models, and that's something that Tony does a good job on doing, and he's been doing that for a long time, so he can look at the monitors and look at 2 or 3 different sales at one time and make things happen.
Yeah.
I watch him sometimes. It's amazing how he can do that.
Yeah, but in order to keep customers coming back to you, though, you've got to find out what their needs are and fit that need. I mean, it'd be nice to sell all new cars and trucks, I guess, but that's not always what somebody needs.
No, and a lot of times we have a want list. Each salesperson have a want list. They'll write down stuff that they may want and that they need, that somebody came in and said, if you had this, I would buy this, and we'll get that list to our sales managers, and they'll distribute that to Tony, and he'll look on that list and try to supply that list.
No, you've seen a lot of changes in your 37 years.
Yes.
But still, selling and taking care of the customer hadn't changed that much.
It haven't changed that much, but you have to go with change. You have to look at change. If you sit there and don't go with change, you can be left behind.
Yeah. And when trucks came along, I mean, it used to be, way long ago, longer than most people even think about, a truck was just, it was something you used for work, perhaps. It wasn't a family vehicle, but that changed, 20, 30 years ago?
Yes.
At least that long ago.
It definitely changed. When I came in, people were buying trucks and they would use them to work with.
Yeah.
Now they're luxury trucks, and I've seen a lot of young people that buy diesel trucks and they don't pull anything. They just use that for everyday driving. And
we probably ought to talk a little bit about the service. You're mostly selling cars, but of course, if somebody comes in for an oil change, you know where to direct them, and you've still got those for up to 5 quarts for $39.95.
Yes.
You've got tires, and Paul always says we'll beat anybody's price on tires.
Beat or match.
Beat or match. All right. And then the batteries, you really got a great deal going on batteries. I needed one, and I saved some money at Bates Ford.
Yeah, but he have a great prices on batteries. And the good thing about Paul, is service at Bates Ford, they'll put most batteries in free. Mm-hmm. And then when you do service at Bates Ford, they'll do an oil change and they'll check all your fluid levels and make sure everything is right. They got a checklist. They check everything. And if it's good, if it's in the green, you're okay. And they'll say, okay, you can get this repaired or you can wait, whichever you would like to do. And we also have loaner cars if we got a previous customer to come in, and we'll put you on the list and we can get the loaner car, take care of you. And a lot of times we also have a service that if you need an oil change or something done in your car, we do pickup and delivery. Mm-hmm. And that's a great deal right there.
Well, you're really going after service in a lot of ways.
Correct.
And just to say that you've got service after the sale means a lot, no doubt.
That means a lot to the customer. I think Paul mentioned a few weeks ago that some people go to different dealerships and oil changes is a month out. 6 weeks out, 8 weeks out, and that's tough for a person in business.
And one of the things I think when you designed your new location, the building there at 1780 Franklin Road, was so that you'd been overwhelmed with oil changes, especially for quite some time, and you could only do so many a day. And if you didn't get there early, you might not get in that day. And that's changed.
That's changed a lot, and because we have 40 bays, and we have a lot of technicians. We got a lot of technicians that's been there for many years, and we got a lot of new technicians, and so we're doing everything we can to make service better. One good thing about Bates Ford in service, you used to drive up and get out your car and walk inside and look for a service manager to write it up. Now you just drive right in and the service manager come right to you. You drive inside the building, they come in, they write your car up. All you do is sit down, go to the lounge, they take it out, and you can come in and get an oil change. You don't have to sit there 3 or 4 hours. You get that oil change, you're on your way out.
Well, that has improved considerably in your location.
It has improved.
Able to handle a lot more each day, and you've got more people doing it as well. Well, it's almost time for us to take a break. Ronnie, a little bit extra for you this morning, but have a good day, and I know you'll be active tonight. We'll, if all goes well, talk to you again next week about Bates Ford.
All right, thank you.
Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road in Lebanon, the dealer to trade for anything that don't eat. Let's take our break right here if we can. Want to ask you to stay with us through the break. More coming up on Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. This update brought to you by Absolute Kubota. They have a deal designed to keep you ahead of schedule. Check out the world's #1 selling compact excavator plus 0% financing going on now until the end of the year. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic's still slow out here in a couple of spots, like 65 southbound down through Millersville. It's building pretty good now. 24 westbound coming out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, up through the Antioch area. Just that normal build up so far in the Mount Juliet area in Wilson County. That's on the increase. 40 going west, headed on into the Hermitage area. Princess Hot Chicken now offers DoorDash, Uber Eats delivery. Check them out online with that new menu, princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Andy Ogles is a desperate grandstander who's been running for office for over 20 years. He's out of touch and out of ideas. Don't be fooled by his desperate false attacks against Courtney Johnston. He's attacking her because he knows she's winning. Courtney Johnston is endorsed by Fraternal Order of Police lodges across Middle Tennessee. Courtney will fight to secure the border and crack down on criminals.
I'm Courtney Johnston, and here's why I'm running for Congress. I want to secure our border, keep families safe, shrink government, and put more money back in your pocket. On Metro Council, I fought tax hikes and strengthened our police. In Congress, I'll take on the career politicians and the radical left and put your family first. I won't go to D.C. to chase headlines for me. I'll go to Washington to fight for you. I'm Courtney Johnston, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Courtney for Congress.
This is Coleman Walker inviting you to join Judge Barry Tatum and me for live election coverage starting when the polls close at 7 p.m. on August 1st. It's brought to you by A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, Burdine Supply, Designer Carpets, Hartlow Funeral Chapel, Powell & Meadows Insurance, and Steve Mall Plumbing. Join us for live election coverage August 1st starting at 7 p.m. on WANT FM 98.9 and WCOR AM 1490.
This is Vincent Lenning, owner of Burdine Supply. At Burdine Supply, we carry plumbing and electrical supplies for commercial and residential. Whether you're repairing an existing system or building new from the ground up, our knowledgeable staff will help you by trying to answer any questions you may have. Burdine Supply also carries Orca brand coolers and cups for your outdoor needs. Call 615-453-9222 or stop by 6966 Lebanon Road, just a quarter mile west of Highway 109.
Open 7 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, Burdine Supply.
This is Ray Edwards with Powell & Meadows Insurance Agency. For your home, auto, life, and health insurance, Powell & Meadows can assist you with a plan that's right for you at a price you can afford. We also provide business insurance, including commercial property, general liability, business auto, and workers' compensation, tailor-made for your company. With locations in Lebanon, Carthage, and Lafayette, Powell & Meadows Insurance Agency can start saving you money today. Call 444-7000.
Hey, this is Paul with Bates Ford. Have I got some exciting news for you? Bates Ford's moved into our new location at 1780 Franklin Road. That's right, Bates Ford's at 1780 Franklin Road, just off Hartman Drive and Interstate 40. We've got a much larger selection of vehicles to choose from, a state-of-the-art double-sized service department. So come see us at 1780 Franklin Road. That's Bates Ford, 615-444-8221. Bates Ford, the dealer will trade for anything that don't eat.
And we continue here on a Thursday morning. Let me welcome my, let's say, substitute guest. Susie James is here, and we've got a lot to talk about. Susie, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, it is election day, and we'll be doing election returns tonight. I know we just had a little promo about that, but we've got a nice lineup of sponsors, and Judge Tatum will be here, and he and I and all the rest of our staff and our guests that will be showing up starting at 7 o'clock.
That's right. It's always an exciting night.
I hope to have it all for you right here, and certainly if you're on the ballot, we'd like you to come out and be our guest tonight. You've got a lot of things you're working on, and you've got a stack of papers here to prove it. I guess the first thing we could talk about might be who's presenting the election tonight. Just were mentioned, but we've got a nice lineup of sponsors for that we appreciate.
We do. I will leave you a neater list than the one in my hand, but A.G. and Johnson, we always appreciate A.G. and Johnson Realty and Auction being wonderful community partners. Partlow Funeral Home, Designer Carpets, Burdine Supply, Powell & Meadows Insurance, and Steve Mull Plumbing.
All right.
So wonderful longtime sponsors. We appreciate them making it all possible tonight.
And we'll start at 7 o'clock and go till it's all over. I don't anticipate it taking all night, but I'm guessing we might be through by 9 or 9:30. Could be sooner. Don't know.
We hope so.
Yeah,
we hope so. We've thought that before. And
yeah. Well, every once in a while there'll be some kind of a glitch. Something will happen and to somebody somewhere at one of the precincts, and it slows up the process. But if all goes as well, and we have the light voter turnout that corresponds to the early voting, it's probably going to be the results probably going to be known pretty early tonight. We'll see. What's next?
I hope so. Well, the first thing really that hits us next is we start with Titans. The Titans' first pregame is Saturday, August the 10th. So that's next Saturday.
Wow.
And it's an evening game, and the first two preseason games are in the evening on the 10th and the 17th. So we'll get going with that.
A lot of things have changed with the Titans since the season ended last year.
A lot of changes.
New coach, new players, and I don't know what to expect, but we'll find out.
Well, you can hear it all on the radio, or a lot of people like to watch it on TV, but they like the Mike Keith and their crew broadcast and their loyal listeners, so we'd invite you to do that if that's an option for you. Listen to our audio and watch the video on TV or whatever device you use.
We have some advertisers on the Titans games that have been with us for a long time.
We do. We have some great ones. I don't have that list in front of me, so I'm hesitant to.
Right, but I can think of two or three that I think have been with us. Might even been all. And when this you carried the first year they were in Nashville, I believe we had them here.
Yes,
so
we were one of the first ones to sign.
I hope they appreciate
it. We had to fight for that just a little bit too. That's a different story.
I think they do. I know they do. And Mike Keith has been up here a few times, and we appreciate him as well.
Yes, they're a great group to work with. Hot on our heels is the Wilson County Tennessee State Fair.
Yes.
And so that starts now on a Thursday, August the 15th. So we broadcast 5 times live from the fair, from our little building in Fiddler's Grove, our little radio station building. So started with plans on that just yesterday.
MJ been doing that from the beginning, or almost. Does anybody else ever do that except MJ?
There's been a time or two she's had a conflict, but no, she'll be on site 5 times.
That's kind of her baby, and she rocks it.
She rocks it. She really does. It doesn't matter if it's 110 degrees. She's going to act like it's cool on that front porch in Fiddler's Grove. And there are plenty of places to cool off, but hopefully we'll have good weather that 9 or 10 days. So we invite everybody to go on and make plans, too, for attending and entering contests. And you had a group on yesterday about it, and we'll continue over the next couple of weeks. So then, right on the heels of that, is Lebanon High School football. We do carry the high school broadcast. That starts on the 23rd, Friday night the 23rd. Following that, we do the scoreboard show, which originates in here. Back to the football, we'll have Tommy Bryan in his, I don't know, it's his 75th year of doing football. No, I think it's his 40.
We lost.
It's been a long time.
We lost Clyde Harville, and it wasn't long. I don't think he was the immediate replacement, but was probably part of the team, and then came along before long doing play-by-play, and has been doing it ever since.
Right. He had been broadcasting Lebanon High School football as part of the crew, but he wasn't play-by-play.
Right.
So, he was doing it before WA&T was here. I started to say before we were here, but you and Tommy were with WCOR prior to me. I know.
Yeah, before.
Yes, before Susie. Yes. I don't know if we say that on the air, but then Tommy has a great crew.
Well, he's got somebody to replace. I'm drawing.
Terry Stafford
Yeah.
did the stats for 40 years. He has Donald Gann, and Donald does a great job.
Donald did that last year, didn't he?
Yes, this will be his 3rd year.
Third? Has it been that long?
Maybe it's not. I don't know.
Well, Terry, I don't think you get anybody better than Terry was, but maybe just about as good.
Right.
Maybe.
And his color person is Bob Lee. That's just been wonderful with him. Longtime friend. Bob and I are the same age. I remember him being little kid. Because I was too then. But anyway, and Joe Gardner does the sideline reports. So, and then they've got a video crew that does a great job. And once again, the scoreboard show after the Lebanon High School games that originates from here will cover the whole county, and they even cover the brackets for the state. So John Boyce hosts that. And his co-host will be R. Grooms again this year. And they are very professional. They've got Jeremiah Weiser. He keeps them straight too. And Jet does.
Well, John Boyce is, sometimes we say something else. John Boyce is something else. He just is. And it's amazing to me how many things he can do, and it seems like half of them all at the same time. He's big into trivia, for one thing.
Yes. And I think working with that over the years has made him wise beyond his years, too, because he's got a good memory. So he can remember all this, what he calls useless facts, but he's a sharp young man, yes.
Yeah.
We've got good people.
Appreciate being part of the team that he's on. All right, you got one more thing?
One more. Then following that, we've got just another week to prepare after Lebanon for Cumberland University football. And so they start August 31st. And looks like they've got a pretty good lineup this year. And Tommy Bryan broadcast that for years after Clyde Harville too, and the two of them worked together. And Tommy just decided he was tired of being on the road after being up late on Friday nights. He'd have a hard time sometimes getting to these away games. So
that might be one of the wisest decisions he ever made, because he's not the spring chicken anymore. And that can wear you out.
It can. It can. We all need to rest. So,
well, I think you did a good job in finding somebody else to do what he was doing.
Yes. Well, Tommy and Ron Pavin and the people at Cumberland helped us make that decision. But Christian Capozzi maybe Kapowski. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Christian. He teaches at Green Hill High School, and he does their football broadcast, their PA announcing, and their online broadcast, and does a great job. So he has stepped in as Cumberland's play-by-play. He is a fine young man. He really is, and he has such a heart for what he's doing. And then Bob Lee is his color person on that. So.
Oh, Bob Lee hadn't slowed down yet.
Bob hadn't slowed down. He's a lot younger, than Tommy Bryan. Remember when I said he's my age? No, Bob's a character. He can go with a little bit less sleep maybe than Tommy needs his beauty rest.
Well, there's one other thing we can talk about now that you are home. In fact, a lot of people wouldn't have gotten it last week when I was doing a commercial for Hearthside, and it came time for the Hearthside Hello, and I said, well, let's just make it Susie James. You were, I think, in Italy at that time.
I was out of town, yes.
Well, how was your trip? You went to, Barcelona, Spain? Or
left from there. We went to Rome, spent 2 days in Rome, and then we boarded a ship and went to some other stops in Italy and France and ended in Barcelona. Flew home.
Well, overall, what was it like? How would you rate that on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, well, it was the adventure and the sights you saw, it was probably a 12. But traveling overseas is hard. I mean, it is. Well, traveling anywhere is hard, but it was really hard to get home. Lots of challenges with the flights. We arrived just before all of the computer challenges that shut down all those flights.
Oh.
So we were one of the first ones out of BNA. I mean, one of the last ones out of BNA before there were those problems because we were flying Delta. So that was a little unsettling, concerned about are you able to get back home, but you just can't worry about that while you're on your fabulous trip. So.
Well, in Rome, what quick, we got a minute here. What'd you see in Rome?
Well, the Colosseum, you have to go to the Colosseum, and the Spanish Steps, and a lot of things I can't remember because I'm still just a little bit like the Vatican, yes. The other big thing, the Vatican. Thank you.
And then what was it? Just a stop in Barcelona on the way home?
Yes. I really didn't see it. The challenge with being in Rome is it was 107 degrees.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So you can say it was a dry heat, but it was hot. So we looked at everything as quickly as we could.
Well, I am glad you were here to sort of fill in this morning. I won't embarrass my guest who didn't show up.
No.
We'll get them next time, and
yes.
All is well, and thank you very much.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, we'll take a break here. Part 2 coming up. Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Bates Ford. Get a regular oil change, $39.95, up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal. 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's cranking pretty good now on 24 coming out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County on 24 westbound into Antioch. It's increasing over here by the minute on 40 westbound through Hermitage. All that traffic flowing in right now from Wilson County, especially coming in from Mount Juliet. 65 starting to slow. Also southbound there in Millersville. Prince's Hot Chicken has new items on the menu. Check them all out today. It's easy. Order online. princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Are you thinking about buying a new home? Let A.G. & Johnson assist you with your new home search. From the first-time home buyer to the empty nester, we are experienced in all facets of the home buying process. We will be with you every step of the way. No matter if you are buying, selling, downsizing, or upsizing, we can assist you with your real estate needs. Call us at 615-444-0909 or find us online at agandjohnson.com or Facebook A.G. & Johnson Realty. A.G. & Johnson is your community's trusted realty and auction company.
Hi, this is Jack Partlow with Partlow Funeral Chapel. Have you considered making your final wishes known? At Partlow Funeral Chapel, we understand the importance of planning ahead. Call us today to set up an appointment and receive your free funeral planning guide. We'll walk you through every step, ensuring your wishes are honored and giving you and your family peace of mind. Partlow Funeral Chapel, caring for you and your family, now and always. Call 615-444-7007 or visit us at partlowchapel.com.
Designer Carpets in Lebanon is your headquarters for flooring such as carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, and tile from all of the major manufacturers. Designer Carpets installs luxury waterproof vinyl planks and tiles, and they also do custom shower installations, backsplashes, and tub surrounds. Estimates are free and financing is available. Call Johnny or Rex at 453-3000. In business for decades at 1010 West Main, or visit designercarpetsoflebanon.com.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane & Crowell. At the offices of Kane & Crowell, our team of experienced attorneys is here to guide you through every step of the process. With a proven track record of success and a commitment to our clients and our community, look no further than the team at Kane & Crowell to fight for your rights and provide representation you deserve. 615-784-4800.
What do you do when you wake up to find a leak at your house? What about that toilet that won't flush or water heater that won't heat? Don't worry about it. Call us at Steve Mull Plumbing and we will be there with one of our highly trained and professional plumbers to take care of whatever your issues may be. When you call us at 615-449-5019, you will still get one of the family as our local management continues for another generation. Trust us with your job and see the family difference at Steve Mull Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 40 years.
We'll have mostly sunny skies today with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. It'll be hot with highs in the mid-90s, heat index readings over 105. Clear tonight, lows in the mid-70s. Then sunny and hot on Thursday again, highs in the mid-90s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your Severe View forecast, I'm Drew Richards.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part 2 here on a Thursday morning. Time for us to talk about with our friends A.G. and Johnson Realty and Auction, 728 West Main in Lebanon. Jay White is here. Jay, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
And Helene Cash is here. Helene, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
And that telephone number, 615-444-0909. And you can find them on the website, www.agandjohnson.com. Well, Jay, how's it going?
Oh, everything's great, Coleman. Just great. Enjoying the weather. I just want to, real quick, get started with this. I want to give a shout out and thank everybody that came out and stayed with us yesterday. We had a little sale out on Shady Circle yesterday, and it was warm out there, and people came, and I appreciate everybody's patience with being with us, and it was really, really kind of warm. It was really hot out there, but we were there most of the day. We had a great sale, and I appreciate everybody that came out and was with us yesterday, and it's weathered through these hot days.
It was a great midweek auction.
It really was, and we appreciate them coming.
Well, you've got 2 more to talk about here, and one coming up this Saturday.
We do, and we're real excited about Saturday. We're going to be selling 300 firearms out on Hunters Point Pike at 1612 Old Hunters Point Pike. We're going to start at 9 o'clock. We're going to start a little early. Maybe we can get through before the heat of the day gets to us, but we'll be there a while. We're going to be there till we get through, but if you're interested in any kind of firearms, come out and be with us. We have pistols, shotguns, and rifles that we'll be selling starting at 9 o'clock Saturday morning at 1612 Old Hunters Point Pike. We've got all the brands that you would think of. We've Remingtons, Martins, Benellis, Berettas, Brownings, Winchesters. If you're interested in a firearm, there's probably one there that'll fit your needs.
Will you sell these mostly auction them off one at a time?
We will come and we'll sell these one at a time.
You've got a lot of pictures here just on the flyer. That would take 15 or 20 minutes just to sell all of them.
That's true. This is going to be a great day out there. We expect a lot of folks to come out and look and view these firearms. So just come out. We've got plenty of room. We're going to try to stay cool. We've got fans. We're going to be as comfortable as we can be out there, and come out and be with us starting at 9 o'clock. You can view these firearms starting at 8 o'clock Saturday morning. We'll have them displayed where you can come out and take a little and give you some time to look at them before we start the auction.
And flyer says over 300, so that's a bunch.
That's true. And we'll also have some pocket knives and ammunition out there to go along with them. There is several firearms out there to do. I hadn't planned anything else to do Saturday, but be out there tomorrow.
Will you be auctioning the pocket knives?
Yes, sir. We will be selling those at auction too. So we'll have some pocket knives there. Major. There's several of those to sell. So anyway, we've got something for if you're interested in firearms and pocket knives. We'll have something for you out there on Saturday.
It's definitely the talk of the town.
It really is. It really is.
It's what everybody's talking about. I think you have something to wish to someone today.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'm glad you mentioned that.
It's a special day.
My father is turning 90 years old next week. So Jack White's turning 90. So if you're out there listening, we want to wish you a happy birthday. And if you see Jack, my father Jack, out in town, wish him a happy birthday. I'm just really proud.
90
years old. So he's turning 90, and I asked Helene to remind me to tell him I want to wish him a happy birthday this morning.
Have a happy celebration with Jack.
Good. Okay, we've got another sale a week from Saturday.
We do. It's down in Mount Juliet. It's 46 acres out there on Cooks Road in Mount Juliet. Come out and be with us. We've got two smaller tracks and one larger track. I mean, it'll be down on Cooks Road, just right across the 109 70 intersection there. Great location. Nice tracts of land. So come out and be with us there on August the 10th, Saturday, August the 10th. We'll be selling those in 3 separate tracks out there. So come out and be with us. No HOA out there, so that's a big thing. If you're it's still in the county. You're not in the city of Mount Juliet or the city of Lebanon there. So you've got just your county restrictions there. So come out and be with us on the 10th of August and go out and view those. They're open for inspection daily.
Not many building tracks come available on Cooks Road.
That's true.
And we can remind everybody next week about that as well when you come back.
That's true.
And, of course, again, the gun collection coming up this Saturday.
Yeah,
now, Helene, what do you got for us?
Today's Election Day, Coleman.
Yes, it is.
You'll be doing election returns this evening.
Yeah. And we'll start at 7 o'clock promptly, Judge Tatum and we're all wondering how long it's going to take, but we'll be here till we know.
I just wanted to remind everyone, if you haven't early voted, that today's the day to get out and vote.
Yeah. Polls are open now, I think open at 7, so they'll be open now and open until 7. So you got a 12-hour window today.
There you go. But at A.G. & Johnson, we have an agent that can help you with your needs, whether you're looking for your first-time home or if you're looking to downsize. We have an agent for you anywhere in between that process. So you can give us a call at 615-444-0909. We'd be happy to help you with your real estate process.
You know what? With us doing this every week, this ought to be one of the best-known telephone numbers in the whole county.
It's music every Thursday morning.
0909.
It's very simple and easy. But
well,
yes,
you're staying busy too, right?
Absolutely. We're staying very busy.
What do you do mostly? Do you do more in auctions or you do more on the other side?
You know, I'm very busy right now. I'm very fortunate and very blessed that I'm busy in the real estate side as well as the auction side.
Mm-hmm.
So it's equally as busy for me personally. But we're a busy real estate firm as well as an auction firm.
Well, I guess that about takes care of our time here this morning. But again, the Election Day reminder came for free. And and don't forget these auctions. And Jay White, thank you for being with us, and Helene, and we'll see you next time.
See you at the polls, and we'll see you on Saturday.
All right.
Thanks.
A.J. Johnson, Realty and Auction, 728 West Main in Lebanon. We're about 20 before the hour, and I want to welcome my friend, Tim Leeper, who's here to talk about Tim Leeper Roofing. And yes, you can come over to this chair. That'll be just fine. Tim, a good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm going to sit in Jay White's chair. I'm not going to fill his shoes, but I'm going to sit in his chair.
I doubt you could fill his shoes. But
I don't know if 5 people in this town could fill his shoes.
We might be talking about 2 different things here, too.
2 different Jay Whites.
No. 2 different ways of filling somebody's shoes.
I'm joking.
Oh, Tim Leeper Roofing. You've been doing this for quite some time. I think things are going well. We talk about Tim Leeper Roofing and Mama's Metal Roofing, and and whatever else is going on. Where you want to start today?
Well, things are certainly going well. You know, if you'd asked me in February or March how things are looking, I wouldn't have had a good prediction for you.
Nope.
But if you ask me today, you know, things are going well. Excuse me. Business is good. I chose an industry where people, you know, for the most part, they're going to get something done. They might not. In good times, people will replace their roofs. When the financials are good, when the economy's good, when things are moving, they're going to replace their roof. When things are bad or tougher and they have to tighten up, they're not going to ignore the roof, but they might not replace it, but they'll repair it. Mm-hmm. And so we have seen that over the years, and it's been a good industry to be in, and it's an honest industry. When you go home, put your head on the pillow, you can sleep good at night. You know, you're tired, you wore yourself out that day, but you're doing an honest day's living. And so it's been really good this year. And as a side of good news, I have had my brother rejoin the team at Mama's Metal Roofing, and Nikki has probably worked for me 16 out of the last 20 years. And Nikki Leeper has been with me. He was probably my first employee.
Was he younger or older?
Nick is younger. He's about 16 months or so younger than me.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, he's been with me a long time, and for the last 2 years, he's kind of been doing his own thing. But he's rejoined the team as of yesterday, and that is going to give us tremendous shot in the arm for the production side of things, but also, just for the experience that he brings. He brings a ton of experience with him.
Well, now, how are y'all alike? How are y'all different?
We're nothing alike, and except for we're both in the roofing industry. When people meet both of us, they don't know that we're necessarily related. We're just completely different people. Nicky likes hunting and fishing because he's good at it. I tried hunting and fishing and was terrible at it, so I went a different direction. I thought, there's better places to be at 4 o'clock in the morning than a cold deer stand. So we're just not a lot alike.
You don't like fishing?
Well, I like catching, and so I'm not a very good catcherman. I'm a great fisherman. So I could probably be better if I had more time to dedicate to it, but I stay working all the time. That's okay. Most days I'd rather work than eat anyway.
Well, does he like sports, and where are you in that?
Yeah, he loves sports. We're both Cincinnati Reds fans.
Well, that's a plus.
Yeah, that's
in my
right.
book, anyway.
That's right. we both like baseball. Grew up doing that. We played, softball, adult softball for a while. But I've got a grandchild now, and getting ready to get married. So I've got a full plate. I don't have time for some of those things, but you always have to prepare for what's coming. And so if I'm not working, I'm enjoying my friends. That's really about all that I do anymore. And so that there's not much time for much else.
Okay, well, it's time for us to take a break. Tim Leeper Roofing and Mama's Metal Roofing right here on Coleman and Company FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by our friends at Absolute Kubota. They have a deal designed to keep you ahead of schedule. Check out the world's #1 selling compact excavator plus 0% financing going on now until the end of the year. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It looks like somebody's getting a speeding ticket over here in the Two Rivers area on Briley Parkway northbound near McGavick Pike. It's heavy now, 65 southbound down through Millersville, working your way there around Vietnam Vets and Long Hollow Pike on 65 coming south down from the north as it continues to build over here in Hermitage, Donaldson on 40 West, headed towards B&A Airport there at Donaldson Pike. Hey, Nash Painting, a non-franchise painting company. Mention this ad, you get a 10% discount. Call Nash Painting today at 912-2288. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Coleman Walker inviting you to join Judge Barry Tatum and me for live election coverage starting when the polls close at 7 p.m. on August 1st. It's brought to you by A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, Burdine Supply, Designer Carpets, Partlow Funeral Chapel, Powell & Meadows Insurance, and Steve Mall Plumbing. Join us for live election coverage August 1st starting at 7 p.m. on WANT FM 98.9 and WCOR AM 1490.
The refreshing cool after coming in from a hot summer day.
The perfect temperature to kick off your shoes and relax with a good book. When the weather heats up, a new Rheem AC system will surround your family in total comfort. Are you feeling it? Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Why are left-wing unions and establishment rhinos backing Courtney Johnston over Trump-endorsed Andy Ogles? Johnston gave $9 million to a pro-abortion DEI group that attacks the police and endorses more government welfare handouts. Johnston honored a pro-Hamas organization and subsidized lawyers for illegal aliens. But it gets even worse. Johnston demanded Republicans pass new gun control laws, including a national gun owner registry and red flag gun confiscation. Democrats know they can't beat Andy Ogles in November, so they're lining up behind Courtney Johnston because Johnston will do as she's told and vote for more spending, more debt, and more wokeness, not Andy Ogles. Re-elect Congressman Andy Ogles, your 100% A-plus rated Trump-endorsed conservative champion, defending our values, fighting for us. House Freedom Action paid for this ad and is solely responsible for its contents, not authorized by any candidate or candidate committee. HouseFreedomAction.com.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
A.G. & Johnson is your experienced real estate and auction company, specializing in residential, commercial, and personal property auctions. Did you know that auctions are a fast and efficient way to sell your property? Auctions reduce time on the market and have an exact selling date. Call us for an in-home consultation today at 615-444-0909. A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, 728 West Main Street in Lebanon, or find us online at agandjohnson.com. Voted best auction company in Wilson County.
Well, we thank you for joining us and welcome you to our final segment of Coleman & Company. Tim Leifert is with us this morning. We've talked a little bit about roofing, and we've talked about your brother joining you. And there's a new kind of roofing panel that you mentioned maybe the last time or time before that when you were here. I think you want to get back on that a little bit this morning.
Yeah, I want to talk about there is a new product out in the roofing industry, and this is something that doesn't happen very often. You know, for years we had 3-tab shingles, and then at some point they changed over and started making dimensional shingles. And, you know, they made some decorative, nice luxury shingles too, but, you know, those are not what the market puts on. The market went from a 3-tab roof to a dimensional shingle. And it's been like that for 40, 50 years now. So with the metal market, you know, the old barns used to have the old 5V barn metal on them, and then they went to the ag panel, which is what they've had for years and years and years. And finally, after years and years and years, they have come up with a new design for a new panel. Now, everybody tries to come up with a new panel, and some of them work, some don't. Sometimes they try to have ones that lock together, and they had some success, but they just never grew legs. And so now we have a panel that's come out they're calling a wave panel. The wave panel is similar to an ag panel in some ways, but it's also similar to a standing seam. Everybody asked when I'm talking to them about metal roofs, about standing seam. They said, we'd like to have a standing seam, but, you know, we've heard they're very expensive. Is that the case? And most of the time, they're about double what a ag panel is. And so ag panels are kind of your entry level for metal roofing. They're still nice, and they'll still last 3 times as long as a shingle roof. But the standing seam panels are the ones with hidden fasteners. All you see are the ribs every 16 inches or so. And they have some 12-inch rib panels too. Well, now this wave panel that they've come out with is kind of a hybrid panel. It's like an ag panel in that it has exposed fasteners, but it's like a standing seam in that it has higher seams, and they're further apart. So they're 12 inches on center now versus 9 inches on center. And they also have a different finish for them. They also have what's called a crinkle finish. Now, you can get the crinkle finish in the ag panel as well, but they have a crinkle finish. It's kind of a little bit of a duller finish, but what that does is it hides that oxidation that you see on metal roofs. They start out at a bright red, and then after about 5 years, they start getting cloudy. Well, the crinkle finish kind of hides that cloud from them clouding over and the oxidization that happens to them.
Are you sold on this?
I love it. I'm putting one on this week. I think it's a good panel. I'm not saying it's going to take over the market, but I'm saying you're probably going to see a lot of them.
Well, what about coming. Maintenance? Is the jury still out on that, or no?
No, not at all. It's maintenance is like this, and I'll give you two different scenarios. On the metal roof, once you put a metal roof on with screw down exposed fasteners, if you put it into a wood lath, which is 1x4 strips run across your roof, that allows that screw to have more wood to bite into. The more threads that go through a dense piece of wood, like a wood lath, the better it's going to hold, the less likely it will back out. And so if you put a roof on properly with the lath system in it and it doesn't back out, you're going to get around 20 years out of a metal roof. Now, let's back up and talk about shingle roofs. If you put a shingle roof on, typically, I'm watching them last between 15 and 20 years. Do some go longer than 20 years? Yes, they do. Do some go less than 20 years? Yes, they do. And so if we could just use that 15 to 20-year average, if you put a roof on in 2024 that's metal, you put one on that's shingles, your shingle roof's going to cost $12,000. Your metal roof is going to cost $9,500 or $10,000. And 15 to 20 years, you're putting a $12,000 shingle roof on, and you're putting screws in this other roof, and the screws are going to cost you around $2,000. Okay, so I'm $2,000 versus $12,000. I just saved $10,000, and I'm going for another full life expectancy of my roof because I've just put a larger diameter screw into where the old screw was, and so I just saved $10,000 in that 20 years. Fast forward another 15 to 20 years, and you're putting a $15,000 roof on. You put another $2,500 into this. Do you see where I'm going with this? Yeah. So you're out about $22,000 more on shingle roofs in 2 life cycles versus a metal roof. And it costs a little more on the front end, but it well paid for itself on the long term.
Boy, that sounds like a great improvement to me.
Sounds like I have made a living putting shingles on me because that's what the market dictates we do in Middle Tennessee is we put asphalt shingles on. That's great. Don't have any issue with that. But I started a metal company because I've seen the need for that and the value in that. And for the customers, and most of the time you get to a little more rural area, we're in that good place where we're between rural and urban. You know, we're between the urban Nashville and the rural areas, you know, out towards Cookville and places like that. Well, we're kind of in that middle section that still sees the value in things like that. And they won't have their brother-in-law put the roof on, you know, when they're a little bit further out in the rural areas. So, you know, this is a good market for metal roofs. And the people who put them on, if you drive through Wilson County, you see them everywhere.
Well, we might remind everybody, your phone number, 615-372-4713, Tim Leeper Roofing and Mama's Metal Roofing. And you also have a website, Tim, at timleeperroofing.com. So I guess you get a lot of calls, you get correspondence through the internet and that sort of thing.
We do. Most of our calls, you know, people look us up on Google and then they'll fill out a website submission or they'll know me and they'll, you know, call me or text me or message me or email me, things like that.
Well, your involvement in the community, I would think, has paid dividends over the years because I remember the first time I even met you, you were working to that Hobbs Field project over there, and I don't think you slowed down much since.
Well, we've always done things in the community. It's always been an extension of who we are. We've always wanted to do that, but they just go hand in hand with business. It's just, I've always said, when you're in business, if you're a logger, you don't cut down all the trees in the forest and not seed back into the forest and put some little saplings back to grow in their place. And so that's kind of what we do. When we have people do business with us, we're basically extracting something out of the community. And so we want to do what we can to put something back into the community in the form of Rotary clubs or the fish fry that we've got coming up for the morning Rotary Club. So that, those are things that we do as an extension of who we are.
You want to mention that, the Rotary thing?
Yeah, we have. We've actually had our kickoff this morning. Randy Ryan is kind of a team leader to head up our fish fry, which is going to be on October 26th this year. It's going to be at the fairgrounds. We'll have drive-through, and we'll have come and sit down like we always do. And it's ebbed and flowed over the years, but it's a great.
This be at the Expo Center?
This will be at the Expo Center. Okay. Now, this is a great fish fry. It's a great event, and everything that we raise, we put back into the community 100%. There's not a penny that gets taken out to pay anybody's salary for Rotary. Rotary pay our own members and our own dues, and so nobody gets paid for this. So if we raise $70,000, we give away $70,000.
Yeah. Well, you've been very active in the Rotary. You are past president, which is a good title to have, they say.
So it's the best title you can have.
Well, it is in a way. You have fulfilled your obligation, and now somebody else is president. Another thing we can mention here too, and of course. Sue Ann Bone, soon to be your wife, has got this project coming up. We've talked about spend a little time with you and her both, but that's coming along well, I think.
That's coming along well, October the 12th, and right now we're sold out on teams, 36 teams, but we still have maybe a cart sponsor and a couple of smaller sponsorships like shooting table sponsors, or shooting station sponsors. So there's a few things that are left, and there are also dinner tables that are left for the event that night. And we'll be doing, a bourbon tasting later on that evening for bourbon and cigar lovers in the group. And there have been quite a few from last year that asked about it.
Okay. Well, I guess we better wrap it up here. It's good to see you. You're looking good today. And we'll remind everybody again, your phone number 615-372-4713. It's Tim Leeper Roofing and Mama's Metal Roofing, and things are going well, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Okay, that's going to do it for a Thursday. Election returns tonight. We'll be back tomorrow morning, and until then, I wish you a terrific day.